The solution containing maximum amount of a solute. Solution containing maximum amount of a solute called saturated solution, and this solution cannot dissolve more solute. Right? The concentration of this solution, saturated solution, is called solubility. Solubility. So solubility can be defined as the maximum amount of a solute in grams present in 100 gram of a solution. Right? Maximum amount of a solute in grams which can dissolve in 100 grams of liquid, solvent or solution. This is called solubility. So solubility is depend on temperature, pressure, nature of solute and the nature of solvent. Let me discuss the solubility of solid solute in liquid solvent. Solubility of solid solute in liquid solvent. Right? Factors affecting the solubility of solid solute in liquid solvent. First, nature of solute and the nature of solvent, temperature and pressure. Factors affecting the solubility of a solid solute in liquid solvent. First one, nature of solute, solid solute and liquid solvent. Number 2, temperature. Number 3, pressure. So these 3 factors which affect the solubility of a solid solute in liquid solvents. In general, a solid dissolved in liquid which is chemically react to it. If the solid solute reacts with the liquid solvent, that can be soluble in liquid. So here solid solute and liquid solvent chemically react with each other. That this can be expressed by saying like dissolves like, dissolves like. That means ionic compounds or polar compounds dissolves in polar solvents and non-polar compounds dissolves in non-polar solvents. Ionic compounds or polar compounds are soluble in polar solvents like water, and non-polar compounds soluble in non-polar solvents like benzene, ether, carbon tetrachloride, etc. Right? So like dissolves like. That means solid solute and the liquid solvent chemically similar. Then only dissolution process takes place. Next factor which affects the solubility of a solid solute in liquid solvent, that is temperature. Here, the effect of a temperature of solid solute in liquid solvent can be explained on the basis of Le Chatelier principle. Le Chatelier principle already we have discussed in our previous class, that is in class 11, right? Le Chatelier principle. So according to the Le Chatelier principle, if the solubility process is exothermic, low temperature is favorable. If the solubility process is exothermic, low temperature is favorable for the dissolution process. If the dissolution process is endothermic, high temperature is favorable. That means the solubility of solids which dissolves in liquid solvent with absorption of heat increase with the increase of temperature. If the solubility of a solid in liquid solvent is endothermic process, that means absorption of heat takes place during the dissolution process. The solubility of solid solute increases with temperature. That means if the dissolution process is endothermic, that delta H is positive. Delta H positive indicates what? The process is endothermic process. If the dissolution process is endothermic, the solubility increases with increase of temperature. Right. Next, if the solubility or the dissolution process of a solid in liquid is an exothermic process where the delta H is a negative, the solubility of a solid decreases with the increase of temperature. If the dissolution process is exothermic, solubility of solid solute in liquid solvent decreases with increase of temperature. Next effect is pressure. Pressure has no effect on solubility of solid solute in liquid solvent, or that means it has very little effect, and we can also say that there is no effect of a pressure on solid solute, solubility of solid solute in liquid solvent. So only temperature factor is most important here, right? Understand? Next, solubility of gas in liquid. Solubility of gas in liquid. Here gas is the solute and the liquid is the solid. Almost all gases are soluble in water, but at a different rate. All we know that the existence of aquatic life in lakes, rivers, sea, etc. is due to Presence of oxygen gas in soluble state in water. The solubility of gas in liquid at a particular temperature is also expressed in terms of mole fraction. Mole fraction or molarity. That means number of moles of a solute present in 1 liter of solution. Here solubility of gas in liquid is expressed in terms of a mole fraction. Mole fraction means here solubility. Right? So there are three factors. There are three factors which affect the solubility of a gas in liquids. First factor, nature of the gas and the solvent. Second factor, temperature. Third factor, pressure. First factor, nature of gas and the solvent. Gases like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. dissolve in water. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen gases are dissolved in water only to small extent. Whereas gases like ammonia, carbon dioxide, hydrogen chloride are highly soluble. Gases like ammonia, carbon dioxide, hydrogen chloride are soluble, highly soluble, whereas gases like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen are very less soluble in water. Why? Because ammonia gas reacts with water easily. Similarly, carbon dioxide gas reacts with water easily. But whereas hydrogen gas, oxygen gas, and nitrogen gas are chemically inert to water. That means the gases which are reactive with water are easily soluble. Right? So at the given temperature, the solubility of gas in liquid is more affected by pressure. The most important factor of gas in a liquid is pressure. The effect of a pressure on solubility of gas in liquid is explained by Henry's law. Henry's law. Henry's law. According to this law, at a given temperature, the mass of a gas M dissolved per unit volume of solvent is directly proportional to pressure of the gas. Right? That means solubility of gas in liquid is directly proportional to pressure of the gas. That is, M is directly proportional to P at constant temperature. Right? This can be written as M is equals to K into P. Here K is the proportionality constant, also called K is the proportionality constant. And in terms of Daltons, it can be written as P is equals to KH into X. So Dalton's concluded that the solubility of gas in liquid is a function of the partial pressure of the gas. It is a function of a partial pressure of the gas, that is P. P stands for what here? Partial pressure of the gas. X is the mole fraction of the gas, that is solubility. Already I said that solubility can also be explained in terms of mole fraction or molarity. So X stands for here mole fraction, and KH stands for Henry's constant. Both are same statements, Henry's statement and the Dalton's statement. Henry's law, M is directly proportional to P, that is mass of gas in a liquid solution is directly proportional to its pressure. Right? According to Dalton, the same statement can be written as P is directly proportional to X. P is directly proportional to X. That means mole fraction of gas in a liquid solution is directly proportional to its partial pressure. Partial pressure P, partial pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. And it can be written as partial pressure P equals to KH into X. Here KH stands for Henry's constant. Henry's constant. And according to Henry's law, it is P is directly proportional to M. Right? Pressure is directly proportional to mass of the gas in liquid solution. Here proportionality constant is K. Proportionality constant K. Here KH is the Henry's constant. Yes. So different gases have different KH values, that is Henry's constant values at same temperature. Different gases have different KH values at the same temperature. For example, helium at 293 Kelvin temperature, it has KH value, Henry's constant value 144.97 kilobar. Nitrogen at the same temperature 76.48 kilobar. Oxygen O2 at the same temperature 298 Kelvin, it has 88.84 kilobar. Sorry, oxygen has very less, no? Oxygen at 293 Kelvin has oxygen has at 293 Kelvin KH value 34.86. Helium has 144 and nitrogen has 88.84. So from the KH values of gases, it is to be noted that the higher the value of Henry's constant, lower is the solubility. Higher the value of Henry's constant, lower is the solubility of gas in liquid. So if a gas with higher KH value, it has lower solubility in liquid. So helium is very less soluble in water compared to nitrogen and oxygen. Whereas carbon dioxide gas, CO2 gas, has KH value at 298 Kelvin, 1.67, 1.67. This KH value is very less here, so its solubility is more in water. Therefore, CO2 is more soluble than gases like helium, nitrogen, and oxygen. Out of oxygen and carbon dioxide, which is more soluble? Carbon dioxide is more soluble. Why? Because its KH value is very less. CO2 KH value 1.67, O2 KH value at 298 Kelvin, that is 34. So greater the KH value, right, lesser is the solubility of gas in liquid, or lower the solubility, right? This Henry's law. This Henry's law is not applicable to the gases which react with solvents. See, ammonia NH3 react with solvent water. Similarly, hydrogen chloride gas is also reacts with water. So Henry's law is not applicable for gases like ammonia gas and HCl gas. Right. Next, applications of Henry's law. Applications of Henry's law. First application: increasing the solubility of CO2 in soda water. Increasing the solubility of CO2 in soda water. Number 2, at the higher altitudes, the partial pressure of oxygen gas is less. Oxygen gas, partial pressure of oxygen gas, that is PO2, is very less. Due to the lower concentration of oxygen in blood and in tissues of mountain climbers or people living at higher altitude, they become weak and unable to think properly. This is due to what? Low pressure of oxygen in blood. These symptoms are called anoxia.